Good morning, my chickadees. We are in the last 3 weeks of school. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. And there's still more things to learn, which is really exciting. I love teaching you. I love teaching you. I love teaching you. Okay, so my name is Miss Caitlin, and I'm gonna put my date, my name and today's date in the top right corner of my page. Will you please put your name and today's date at the top of your page? Today is May 18th, and I am Miss Caitlin. Squeaky clean board. I totally cleaned it last week. It looks so good. I'm really happy. And it squeaks when I write on it. I love it. Have you been cleaning your room? Haven't you been helping your parents pick up your stuff and their stuff and everything? Have you been putting away your dishes? Have you been washing your dog? What are you doing to help your family? Okay, so today we are learning about mixed numbers. This is lesson number 128 in your awesome math book. Okay, a mixed number. Where do I have space? Here we go. Gosh, that is squeaky clean. I really scrubbed it. All right, so a mixed number is two different kinds of numbers put together. All this year, up until we started fractions, we were dealing with whole numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any answer in the multiplication times table, okay? So 144, 91, all of that. Or 81, 90, 99, 108. Okay, those are all whole numbers. And then we started to learn about fractions, a single number broken up into equal parts. Today you are learning about mixed numbers, when we put a whole number and a fraction together. Okay? When they are together, they are called a mixed number. A whole number and a fraction all together. So on the board, I have a number line, okay? And part of it is filled out. This is your section 1 in the book. They want you to write the fractions or mixed numbers that are missing from the line. So any portion from 0 to 1 is going to be just a fraction. Remember, you take one whole number and you break it up into equal parts. That's a fraction. The denominator will always stay the same. They've given you the denominator. It is the number 5. So we want to see the number 5 on the bottom of every fraction on this number line. Okay? So we can just go ahead and fill in the denominators in that first section. Your denominator is going to stay the same, and then your numerator will go up by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then underneath the 1 in parentheses, I'm going to put the fraction that means 1. When you have the top number and the bottom number exactly the same. Our denominator is the number 5. And after 1, 2, 3, 4, our numerator will be number 5. Now here's the deal. We have reached our first whole number. After this point, we will write mixed numbers. A whole number plus a fraction, okay? For this whole next section between 1 and 2, our whole number is the number 1. And then we start over with our fractions, okay? Here we go. We've got 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5. 1. Now we write mixed numbers. 1 and 1/5. You keep the whole number and you start your fraction over again. Next one, 1 and 2/5. 1/5, 1/5, 2/5, 2/5. They've done the next one for you. 3/5, 3/5. And let's finish out this section. 1 and 4/5. Okay? So here's a whole number, whole number, whole number, whole number, whole number, fraction, 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 fraction. Our whole number has now changed. Our whole number is now 2. Between 2 and 3, our whole number will always be 2. We start over again with our fractions. And here we go. 2. And now we have 2 and 1/5. 2 and 2/5. 2 and 3/5. And lastly, 2 and 4/5. Okay? I know it's kind of tiny up there, but if you're paying attention to the words that I'm saying, it should be pretty helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to do section number 2 with you. I've drawn the geometric shapes and filled them in the way they are in your book. Mostly color coordinated. I don't really have a yellow board writer. Okay, so this is now the visual representation of a mixed number. Whenever we see a geometric shape filled in completely, that means one whole, okay? When we see a geometric shape partially filled in, that is a fraction. It is one chunk of all the possible parts, okay? So here in 2A, we have 2 circles. They are broken up into 3 parts each. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. When every single part is filled in, we call that one whole. When only part of it is filled in, that's our numerator, and all the possible parts is our denominator. So in 2A, I see one whole circle filled in. That's my whole number, 1. I look at the next circle. Only some of it is filled in, so I know I have a fraction. All of the parts is my denominator. There are 3 parts, and 1 chunk is filled in. That's my numerator. 1 and 1/3. 1 and 1/3. Okay? On to the next shape. Now we have a triangle. You remember the prefix tri means 3. We have 3 angles in this shape. Booyah! Okay, so I see one whole triangle filled in. I see another whole triangle filled in. So look at this. That's 1 plus 1. Our whole number is going to be 1 plus 1, and that equals 2. We have 2 triangles totally filled in, and 1 triangle with only a little bit filled in, so that's a fraction. Our denominator is how many parts the triangle is cut into. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And our numerator is how many parts are colored in. 1. So you have 2 and 1/4. All right, next shape. This looks like a rectangle with 6 pieces. Yeah, and I see 1 rectangle totally filled in. So my whole number is 1. And my next rectangle is not completely filled in, so I know I have a fraction. All of the parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is my denominator. And all the parts filled in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is my numerator. 1 and 5/6. Okay, here we go. A square. I see 3 squares total. 2 of them are completely filled in, so my whole number is 2. 1 of them is not totally filled in, so I have 1 fraction. This square has 4 parts. That's my denominator. And 3 of them are filled in. That's my numerator. Okay, 2 and 3 over 4. Next, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I always get mixed up with the titles of these kinds of shapes. Is it a hexagon? I don't know. Let's see. I think there's a shapes thing in here. Let's see. I don't think they talk about it anyways. Now your teacher's looking really foolish. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, so text me if you know the name of that shape. Ha, ha, ha. Anyways, all right, here we go. We keep going. I see one of them completely filled in, so I know that my whole number is 1. I see the next one is only partly filled in. That means it's a fraction. I count all the parts possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my denominator. And then I count all the parts that are filled in. That is my numerator. 1. 1 whole and 1 over 6. Last one. Here we are. I think that these are rhombuses, but I'd have to measure them. A rhombus is a parallelogram that has all sides equal, but not all right angles. So it's like a special squished square. Okay, so I see 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of them are completely filled in. That means my whole number is 3. And then my other one has 2 parts. That's my denominator. And only one of them is filled in. That's my numerator, 3 and 1/2. When we have 2 on the bottom, it's a very special name for that fraction. That's called a half. We have a 3 on the bottom. That's called a third. Okay, most of the other denominators are the number plus the letter TH. So 4 plus TH is fourth, except for 5. It's not 5th, it's 5th, F-I-F-T-H. And so on and so on. 6TH, 7TH, 8TH, E-I-G-H-T-H, 8th. Okay, so that's a really good word for Scrabble. Oh my gosh, don't forget that one. Okay, so here we go. That's section 1. That's section 2. A mixed number is a whole number and a fraction, or multiple whole numbers and a fraction. Multiple whole numbers and a fraction. Whole number, fraction, multiple whole numbers, and a fraction, okay? That's what a mixed number is. Now I'm going to erase these beautiful shapes that I took so much time doing. It's all right, it's for a good cause, because we're about to do some word problems. Booyakasha, booyakasha. Please remember this about the number line, because when it comes to using your ruler, this is what it is. 1.5 inches. Go to a full inch and then go 1/2 more. Or 2 full inches and 3/4 more. Okay, so here we go. Story problems 3A. In the school cafeteria, there are 80 green plates, 3 times as many yellow plates as white plates, and half as many white plates as green plates. How many plates are there in all? So our clue word, in all, tells us to add. So we know our final equation is going to be adding them all together, all the different kinds of plates. Okay, so we have green plates, yellow plates, and white plates. the final thing we will do is add them all together. So I'm starting my equation like this. Yes, on your paper, you must write green, yellow, and white. Green, yellow, and white, okay? Here we go. They tell us that there are 80 green plates. So I fill in 80 green plates. Then they say 3 times as many yellow plates. We know that the clue words 3 times means 3 times. We're going to multiply. So next to yellow, in parentheses, I put 3 times white. I write the word white because I don't know the number of white plates yet. Okay, it says there are 3 times as many yellow plates as white plates, and half as many white plates as green plates. So just earlier I was telling you we have a special fraction called half. That means this, 1/2. That's a fraction. Okay, so in my parentheses I'm going to write half as many white plates as half of green. Now I can write green here or I can put in the number already. Half of green. So please do what is inside the parentheses first. We don't know what 3 times white is, so we're not going to do it. But we know half of 80. And if we don't know it off the top of our head, we can certainly write the equation. Half of 80 means 80 divided by 2. So here I go. 80 divided by 2. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Now I subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. I bring down the 0. 2 goes into 0. 0 times. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Is 0 less than 2? Yes, it is. Is there anything to bring down? No. So now I know half of 80 is 40. The answer of this equation goes over here, and I make sure to line up my tens number and my ones number. Okay? Now I know white, so I can do this equation. 3 times white. White is 40. Here I go. 3 times 40. 3 times 0 is 0, and 3 times 4 is 12. So I put this answer over there, making sure that my ones place is lined up, my tens place is lined up, and my hundreds is sticking out over there. And now I'm ready to do my final equation for in all. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So, how many plates are there in all? There are 240 plates in all. Darn. That's a lot of plates. All right, circle that answer. Woo! All right, I'm moving on to 3B. Okay. Jody swam 12 yards in 5 seconds. How many feet did she swim? So when you hear 2 different kinds of measurement, you know that you're going to do a measurement equation, okay? So Jody swam 12 yards in 5 seconds. How many feet did she swim? 12 yards equals how many feet? All right, so you can do it across that way, and then you can stack it, right? So how many feet equals how many feet? Bring down the same, box the difference. 1, 2, 3. Yards to feet, multiply. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. Then you read top to bottom. 12 times 3. That's your final equation. If you know your 3 times table, that'll come up right away. That is 36. You put your answer in this box, and then you fill out the rest. But because it's a story problem, you totally have to write a sentence. This is not enough. It says, Jody swam 12 yards in 5 seconds. How many feet did she swim? Jody swam. Remember, swim is an irregular verb. We don't say swimmed, we say swam. We write swim. Jody swam 36 feet in 5 seconds. She's fast. Woo! Circle that answer because you are an elite genius that cares about others. Oh my gosh, chickadees. We're in section number 3. Today, I say to you some numbers, and you are going to copy them down correctly. I want to teach you about 2 special things that happen when we hear numbers. 2 clues that tell us exactly what to write. Okay, so your first clue is goodbye measurement equation. It's been fun. All right, so clue words. When you hear anything special, and by special I mean not a digit, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. When you hear the words anything special, like 1,000, million, trillion, that means you need to put in a comma. You must put in a comma. When you hear the word 1,000, that's when you put in a comma. When you hear the word million, you put in a comma. 1,000, comma, 1,000, comma, 1,000, comma, million, comma. Okay? Then the other special word, when you hear and, when you hear the word and, that means you need to write the number 0. It doesn't always tell you how many zeros to put, but it means there is definitely at least 1 0. When you see the special word 1,000, or when you hear the special word 1,000, or see, depends, you need to have a comma and then 3 numbers after that. 1,000 means comma 1, 2, 3. Million means comma 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm not totally going to go into trillion because you're not going to do that yet, okay? When you hear the word 1,000, you have to have a comma and 3 numbers. When you hear the word million, you need to have a comma, 3 numbers, and then another comma, 3 numbers. Okay, so that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. that you have to have down. And when you hear the word and, you are definitely using at least 1 0. So, for example, if it was 30,000 and 40, you heard the number 30, then you heard the special word thousand, which tells you to do a comma, and then you heard the word and, which tells you to do a 0, and then you heard the number 40. So you write 40, and then you check. Do I have 3 numbers because they said thousand? 1, 2, 3. Yes, I do. Now, how about 1,000,005? Okay, so you heard the number 1. Then you heard the special word million. A special word means a comma. Million. And then you heard and, which says 0. And 5. You heard 1,000,005. So you went 1, special word, and 5. Now you're checking. When I hear million, I have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other numbers. I have 1, 2. Oh no, I don't have enough numbers. You know the last number is 5. So, put your number 5 down and fill in the rest with zeros. 0, 0, 0. You have to have another comma. 0, 0, 5. 1,000,005. Okay? Might not really be able to see that very well, but anyway, so million means 2 commas and million means 2 commas and 6 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? When you hear a special number, write a comma. When you hear the word and, put at least 1 0. Are you ready to rumble? I'm going to read these numbers to you in section 3. Here we go. 4A. 1,231. I'll say it 2 more times. 1,231. Last time. 1,231. Okay, 4B, 621. 621. 621. 4C, 2,003. 2,003. 2,003. Okay. 4D, 21,314. 21,314. 21,314. Last one, 4E, 14,204. 14,204. All right, my chickadees. Gosh, that was a long lesson. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. I love you. Bye.